I knew I had to say something. I knew I had to be the one to report on it because, again, like I said last week, the Tim Dillons, the Joe Rogans, the Flagrants, the Joe Buttons, the 280 Pluses, the other podcast of the world are not talking about this story. The news isn't, social media is not, your podcast are not, your parents are not. No one in your life is talking about this story except for me. And if that couldn't be the most true statement that you've ever heard on this show before, I don't know what is, because no one in their right mind could have possibly ever in any reality told you that just a mere 4 days ago that Murray, the magician, has been suspended indefinitely from the Magic Castle. They revoked his access. They revoked his membership. They revoked his right to be on the property. Poor Maury, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Murray. I don't even actually know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry. I think it's Murray. He can no longer go to the Magic Castle. For those of you who are not initiated and didn't get their Hogwarts letters, basically what happens is when you turn 13, you get your Hogwarts letter, you get accepted into the Magic Society, you become a magician or a witch, guy, girl, whatever. The transgender community, I don't think it's hit the wizarding world yet, so it's one or the other. You got to pick one, sorry. And so when you get accepted, you get access into the Magic Castle. Some people get passed there, kind of like the Comedy Store and comedians. That's how that works. And so basically, he's been doing this forever. He's performed in Vegas. He has a stage show. Of course, he has a show and does things at and with and for the Magic Castle probably quite often because he's a famous, popular magician within the community. So, what better way to stay relevant in 2024 than to be a professional magician, okay? It's kind of on the way out. Listen, professional magicians now need to go on podcasts like Steve-O's Wild Ride to keep their their careers intact. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen magicians completely shift what they do from like magic to just like pranks, social media stuff to like from like Chris Angel used to have like 3 or 4 TV shows or seasons and Mind Freak, and now it's just like a show at like the Rio or something. It's not even at the Luxor anymore. And it's like, we tried to bring it back on TV, but like no one cares. And so magic is kind of one of those things that's faded right now. It'll come back in popularity. It always does every few years. AGT is kind of not it right now either. So like once maybe that's popping again, maybe whatever new reality competition show takes that place of that show once it inevitably goes, probably here in a few years, magic might come back. Penn and Teller got rid of Allison Hannigan, so now like Fool Us is weird, and that's kind of dated too now. So like magic is at an all-time low in society, right? And so when you're a magician who is maybe struggling to sell seats or tickets or just wants to stay relevant online and in the public eye, you need to follow trends of social media. And when you're posting on things like TikTok, Facebook, Reels, Instagram, Stories, whatever it may be, anything just for people to watch, YouTube, Shorts, everything, podcast interviews, anything you can think of, you have to just do it and put it out and keep posting and pushing and posting and pushing. So every opportunity you get can potentially be an option to go viral. And so for those of you, again, who are uninitiated, one of the most traditional things to do on and to get a lot of views is to reveal magic, right? I used to work for a man named JJ who lived in Australia, who ran a very, very prominent YouTube channel. I think it's still up now, called Free Magic Live. And JJ would go on every week and he would do card tricks around Melbourne, Australia, and he would impress pretty women. and their boyfriends most of the time sometimes. And then at the end of the trick, he'd be like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do it so you can be cool like me. And we ran it for like, he ran it for like 10 plus years. And he hired me at one point to edit and do like a news thing. And like we tried to expand it and do other stuff with it. We did like a news channel at one point. And so Free Magic Live and like the Masked Magician and like revealing magic tricks for a period of time was the sexy thing to do. And so like Chris Angel did it in some of his shows and demonstrations. Like every magician has a magic kit with their name on it. And so on TikTok now, the trend is for the magician to do the trick with their significant other standing behind them. And when they do the trick and mystify the audience and do the magic, the significant other, the girlfriend, whoever comes up behind them and reveals how the trick is done to the point where it's no longer mystical, no longer magic. And it's funny, it's satire, it ruins the trick. We all know how it's done anyways. And so it's supposed to be comical. And that's the kind of magician that Murray is. He's a comical magician. And so here is the video that he got in trouble for. This is the video. It's funny. I get it. You'll get it. Check it out. Here we go. Boom. Impressive. And then she come. You know what I mean? Easy. Kit Kat. Boom. 2 Kit Kats. And now she... Gimmick. Right. So she reveals how it's done. And then he sits there and okay, here's oh wow, look at the pen. And it's the pen with the magnet and the fake tip. We get it. And so like these tricks aren't, the issue is, right. So here's the issue. These tricks aren't like, half of them are tricks. Half of them are just silly illusion. Like it's not that serious of a reveal. Murray the Magician is walking the plank, the magic world's version anyway, as the famed Magic Castle suspends him for breaking a long-standing rule about revealing how to do tricks. But he says that rule's gotta change. Here's the deal. Murray filmed a fun video he shared online, which, doing a bunch of different magic tricks for the camera, only to have his sexy sidekick, his wife Danny, burst his bubble and reveal the secret behind the trick. Murray's video racked up over 50 million views on Facebook, and that's how Hollywood's most famous exclusive club for magicians, the Magic Castle, has suspended him. How insane is this world that we live in? This is the world that we live in. Is this the country this is the State of the Union? The Academy of Magical Arts, the group that runs the Magic Castle, told the magician he's suspended pending an investigation into complaints that he violates their rules by exposing magic online. The man must be stopped at this point in time. Someone get Chris Angel, get David Blaine, get David Copperfield, get Penn and Teller, and get them all on a Zoom call and have them vote. If they say yes, then he's out. If they say no, then we can keep him in the Magic Castle, or vice versa, flip it and reverse it. You know what I mean? And so if that's what they say on the Zoom call, that should be the council. There's an actual letter here. Dear Mr. Sawchuck, You have been suspended pending an investigation by the Committee of the Member Conduct regarding complaints that you are violating our rules by exposing magic online. Mr. Dennis Farrell will be notifying you when the meeting will take place before the committee. In the meantime, you are not allowed to enter the Magic Castle. Kathy, Secretary, Board of Directors, the Academy of Magic Arts. This is serious news, folks. This is serious stuff. What did I say? Your friends aren't talking about it. Your podcast, your news outlet, your social media feed. You rely on me to bring you the heavy-hitting, serious topics of the news. I mean, wow. Maury tells TMZ the magic community needs to update these outdated rules because it's 2024 and folks can go on the internet and learn magic tricks on their own. Basically, Maury's calling out the AMA for guarding an empty safe by punishing magicians who pull the curtain back. As he says, it's not like he was sharing details behind David. Right. It's not like he was sharing David Copperfield or Chris Angel's famous tricks because everything in the viral video is available on Amazon for anyone to purchase and use. Exactly. Right. It's not like he's, like, how does David Copperfield make the moon disappear? Like, he didn't tell us that. And so the real issue here is his fame. He says the video wouldn't be a problem if he was a birthday magician in Barstow, but because the video is racking up a bunch of views, suddenly the AMA has beef. It's because he's famous. It's their fault. So we're going to keep you updated on this story. We don't know. Yeah. We don't know when the hearing is. We'll definitely get that date for you. And we'll definitely keep you posted on the news. If he gets his membership back, if he gets regained into the castle, we'll see what Penn and Teller have to say about this. We're going to keep you posted. I know you guys now fully understand how important the magic and magician community of 2024 in the United States is. I mean, it's a big deal. We've got TMZ reporting. We've got letters officiated. We've got everything that needs to be taken care of. And it's just unfortunate that Murray's wrapped up in this situation. Kind of wish it was Chris Angel, but you know what I mean? It's cool. I get it. 50 million views. Shout out to you, man. And so, like I said, we're going to keep you posted on this story. Don't you doubt it for 1 second.